3 years ago, Daniel was so broke that some nights he drank only water before sleeping. Today, the same man owns a successful company that employs more than 20 people. But here's the shocking part. His entire journey started inside a tiny broken kitchen, with only $180 in his pocket. No rich family. No business experience. No special talent. Just one decision that changed everything. And trust me, what happened next might completely change the way you think about success forever. In one of the busiest parts of the city lived a young man named Daniel. He was 27 years old. Every morning before sunrise, Daniel woke up to the sound of old factory sirens echoing through the streets. His life followed the same painful routine every single day. Wake up. Rush to work. Stand for long hours beside loud machines. Return home exhausted. Sleep. Repeat. Month after month. Year after year. Nothing changed. The factory paid him just enough to survive. After rent, electricity bills, and food, almost nothing remained. Sometimes he checked his wallet again and again hoping money would magically appear. But it never did. And slowly, Daniel began losing hope in himself. One afternoon during lunch break, his coworkers sat laughing together while scrolling through videos of successful businessmen online. One of them looked at Daniel and smirked. "Bro, you work harder than everyone here, but you're still broke." The others laughed loudly. Daniel forced a smile. But during those painful shifts, Daniel noticed something. Most workers looked completely drained halfway through the day. They skipped meals because factory food was expensive and unhealthy. One worker quietly told him, "I just need something cheap that gives energy." That sentence stayed in Daniel's mind all night. The next morning, after waking again to the violent factory noise, Daniel sat on the floor beside his tiny kitchen and started experimenting. Using oats, peanuts, honey, and cheap dried fruits, he tried making homemade energy bars. The first batch tasted terrible. The second batch fell apart. The third batch burned completely. But Daniel refused to stop. Night after night, after exhausting warehouse shifts, he kept testing recipes inside that broken kitchen while the factory machines roared outside his window. Finally, one small batch worked. The bars were simple, cheap, filling, and gave workers quick energy during long shifts. The next morning, Daniel packed 10 bars into plastic covers and nervously carried them to the warehouse. At first, nobody cared. Then one tired worker bought 2 bars. The next day, he came back asking for 4 more. Within weeks, workers started waiting for Daniel every morning before shifts began. Soon, nearby factories heard about the factory energy bars. Daniel barely slept anymore. During the day, he worked warehouse shifts. At night, he cooked energy bars in the tiny broken kitchen. Sometimes he burned his hands. Sometimes the electricity failed. Sometimes he felt like collapsing from exhaustion. But every morning, the factory noise woke him up again. And Daniel kept going. Months later, a local gym owner discovered his bars and offered him a small partnership. That single opportunity changed everything. Orders exploded. Daniel quit the warehouse job and rented a tiny production space. Years passed. The man who once survived on water slowly built a successful nutrition company supplying healthy energy bars across the city. Today, Daniel owns a modern factory with more than 20 employees. Ironically, every morning, he still hears factory machines. But now, they belong to him. And sometimes, when new employees complain about hard days, Daniel smiles quietly and says, "The noise you hate today may become the sound of your success tomorrow." Moral of the story: painful beginnings often hide powerful opportunities. The struggles you face today may contain the exact idea that changes your life forever.